Welcome back to the show. We have a great one lined up. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on X, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $3.09 trillion market cap for crypto. The market's off 1.9%. Very quickly, I hope you will join us in the Freedom Zone today, covering U.S., China, and tariffs continued. New information on that front. An invisible digital fence that could enslave us all. We're getting into it in the Freedom Zone. Click the join button under any title or go to the description box and join us in the Patreon or on YouTube. Your preference, same perks, same benefits, same price. And Caleb and Brown, digital asset investor, and myself have partnered with Caleb and Brown because they have incredible institutional grade custody for retail folks like you. No charge. And guess what else? Human customer service. Not only do they have two-factor verification, all the things you would expect them to have, they have multiple layers of security. And I tell you, the fact that you can call and speak to a human being at Caleb and Brown, whether you're having a technical issue or whether you have an actual request or a question about your portfolio and your assets, you can speak directly to a prime broker. This is unheard of in this space. And I'm telling you, I am getting the best night's sleep that I've had in 7 years in this crypto space. And you can too. We've got it set up, xrpwealth589.com, and go set up your free account with Caleb and Brown. Let's get started right here. It's Bitcoin at 95,100 plus, 1,800 plus for Ethereum now. It had been sitting under 1,800 for quite some time. XRP, $2.29 this morning. Now we're off 1.2 in the 24, but we're up 8.9 on the 7-day. Let's look at the range of price. Ranging between 226 and 233 is where we are today. Now, I tell you, there's a lot of excitement because XRP Las Vegas has added some new faces, and we're on the 30-day countdown. Yeah, remember, lots of crypto events happening around that event. I know that Crypto for Life is having an event. I know that the XRP Cafe and those guys are having an event in conjunction with some other people, Sigma and that crew. I tell you, there's a lot of satellite events happening around this conference. Make sure you check them out, as well as the new additions on this stage at XRP Las Vegas. Cody Carbone, we know, and we know the new faces coming in. Look at here, Miguel Villas, formerly of Ripple. Dan Siciliano, linked to. You're going to want to ask him some questions, I'm pretty sure. Gearin Parks, Rocks Park. Gearin Labs Rocks Park, excuse me, Robin O'Connell from Uphold, and Dan Siciliano from Link2. I'm telling you, you're going to have some questions, and I know he's putting on a presentation that you're going to want to see. Uphold's got many representatives on stage this year, and we're super excited. And so does Caleb and Brown, and you're going to be able to interact with them. They have a booth, so any questions you have on the day, they can hook you up, everything you're going to need to know. And I tell you, let me just refresh this because I know we've got some new faces on here like this. Greg Kidd from Vast Bank. XRP Ledger's got it, or XRP Las Vegas has its first ever brick and mortar bank that's launching a stable coin from within the banking regulatory framework. This is so exciting. And Greg Kidd used to be at Ripple. Shocking, right? Not really. Eleanor Terrett is going to be on stage now at Crypto America. She's crushing it. I'm telling you, this list is just remarkable. You're going to want to be here, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be 2 days that you will not forget. There will be a main stage. There will be an exhibit floor. There will be breakout rooms. Things will be going on all at once. Paul Barron's going to be there. David Schwartz, Brad Garlinghouse, the Easy A, Dom, Phil Kwok, the brothers, they're going to be crushing it. Yorgos Vlachos from Axelar, Bitwise's Matt Hogan. Are you kidding me? The list just goes on and on. Get your ticket. Don't miss this event. And I want to meet all of you as well. So let's start right here. Standard Chartered Bank predicts Bitcoin to reach all-time high in the second quarter. Oh, well, maybe this has got something to do with it. Arizona becomes the first U.S. state to pass a Bitcoin reserve bill that allows for up to 10% of public funds to be invested in virtual currencies like Bitcoin. Come on in. The bill will still need to pass the Democratic Governor Katie Hubb's desk in order to become law, but that is where we're sitting today, ladies and gentlemen. So, big step forward, and a big step forward for Circle as well, as they win in principle approval from Abu Dhabi's regulator to operate as a money service provider. So, shout out to them for that. We know that Ripple's got licenses all over there as well. Let's bring it back home and get an update from Ron Hammond and Congress and crypto this week. Big deal. Shout out to Ron for this. He says, we are entering a pivotal period for crypto and DC stablecoin bills waiting for a vote. Market structure legislation releasing soon. Trump calling for a bill before August, and meanwhile, Congress tied up with larger macro issues. What to watch? He says it's important to zoom first, because while crypto may be the top priority for many here, Congress has a slog ahead of them with a big multi-trillion budget bill carrying a large part of Trump's domestic policies, corresponding cuts, and setting the stage for the big tax bill. That bill will dominate the DC's attention for the next several weeks, and this highlights a newer dynamic for crypto: floor time. Rarely have we had crypto bills get to the stage of needing a full House and Senate vote, but this is the year, and already stable coins are in that position. So that's a huge bullish sign right there, ladies and gentlemen. Floor time is precious and every minute counts. Nominations, CRAs, budget bills, and messaging bills and other priorities just take more precedent depending on the week. One fact not to be discouraged, though, is that Trump's consistent message, he wants a crypto bill signed by August. And in fact, he said he wants all the bills signed by August. And Senator Tim Scott has backed that up too. Let's see if they can get it done. While stable coins await floor time for votes in the House and Senate, it seems the other crypto legislative priority of market structure will be released in the coming days. To many in the industry, this is the crypto bill, one that provides clear regulation and registration. Like stablecoins, it seems the House and Senate will have their own versions, hearings, and vote procedures. And this is good because it helps them accelerate the process, and they can suss out the differences in like an amendment and then push everything through. That's the way they're thinking about it. The House is slated for a subcommittee market structure hearing on May 6th in Financial Committee. Likely there will be a draft and similar to stablecoin drafting process. So this is great that market structure hearing is going to be on May 6th. This is very close. As someone who has written legislation on this topic, it is expected there will be many in and out of the crypto industry who will have a wide variety of views on the bill. Unlike past efforts, though, this bill has a very good chance of getting signed into law, so text matters. Legislation is always stronger than rulemakings or kicking it to the agencies. However, the technology advances so quickly it can be hard to future-proof. For example, when I was working on the Token Taxonomy Act, things like stablecoins and NFTs were barely a thing then. The drafters have been working for months on new version of Fit 21, and so it will be a key to see which direction they go in Republican-dominated DC. Even though crypto is one of the most bipartisan issues in DC at the moment, politics will likely add complications. That's understood. Democrat votes will still be needed, especially in the Senate, as Trump family-related crypto projects keep popping up. Many Democrats see this as a new vector to attack Trump. This has the potential to create more partisan rifts, even though not directly related to the bill. As the industry eagerly anticipates the latest market structure draft, there are more crypto bills moving this week. The House will advance another one, deploying American Blockchains Act. Senate version by Bernie Moreno gets a vote in committee as well. So all of these things are prepared to go to committee. He says, finally, it's worth taking a look at the latest push by Fund DeFi and the petition for Roman Storm. This is seen as the last Biden administration anti-crypto efforts that has yet been rectified. So appreciate their work here. Have a great week. So there you have it. Listen, things are moving very quickly. The fact that he feels, just from his observation, the stablecoin bills are ready in the House and Senate, which means the work can go on to May 6th, introducing in the committees the infrastructure bill. And then when they pass the committees, that's usually the strongest sign that they will pass a floor vote. So we're getting there. I mean, it feels like forever, but I mean, August is still a summer away, and we need to get these things done by August, because soon after we'll have another round of elections coming. And if they don't get things done before then, all across the board, it's going to stall the efforts. And I don't believe the US dollar can afford that luxury. Now let's talk about that. Here's Kale Halen. Here we go. Banks are sending out ISO crypto updates to prepare customers for the upcoming changes. You can see it right here.
So how close are we to that currency reset we're all looking for? Well, I don't know that, but I do know that down here in the South, another bank is now sending out updates about the ISO 222 global standard messaging service. And if you're in crypto, you kind of know what that is already about, but here you'll see that they're going to educate their customers all about this software is basically what it is. And
it's just another sign that everyone who is ready to go to market, has market ready products or market ready strategy or go to market strategy, is in line. They're ready, and they're sending it out and prepping people. They're not doing this because they don't think the legislation's going through. They're doing this because they know, in fact, it is, right? That's what's going on here. And I want you to listen to this confidential webinar that Smoke Dog has found. I told you, where there's smoke, there's fire. Bam, boom, bam, bam, boom, bam. Yeah, give him a follow. We use XRP to generate liquidity, payment flows, and increase the velocity of payments globally, and that goes along with that standardization of ISO 20022 messaging platform that allows for the coding of digital assets along with that rich messaging data.
We'll be comfortable transacting. So we have a rule set and we have governance. And the final two components of this, one is liquidity. And this is where blockchain comes in. This is where the cryptocurrency XRP really comes into its own. We use it to create global liquidity for our payment flows.
Global liquidity for payment flows. And you can see the countries there, right?
And with that, we create much more velocity in payment flows globally. That's how that vision picks together. And finally, we want to make this technology very easily accessible. So we've developed API technology such that whether a bank is running Ripple in-house or whether, let's say, a corporate is using Ripple via a hosted service.
That's an excellent point. So he's talking about the global country level, central bank, government level, right? And then goes down to the corporate level as well. Listen to the rest.
API is there to encapsulate Ripple processing and make the whole experience very easy to access and use. So that's our stack. And again, the message here is there's a lot more going on here than pure blockchain. So blockchain thinking and cryptocurrency thinking occurs throughout the stack. We've applied the knowledge we have and the experience we have very, very broadly to the entire portfolio of things you have to do to make a payment network work, including creating our own protocol, including using our cryptography for messaging, and also bringing our cryptocurrency into the liquidity piece. And we've also got away from blockchain completely in some ways in creating governance structures and rule sets within which companies, organizations can communicate with each other. And that's what we're bringing out to market now. And that's why one of the reasons why we're getting very good traction worldwide, because we have a complete set that's really ready for prime time versus experiments and small components which one day could be something.
This is a plug-and-play system. That's what's going on for central banks, governments, as well as corporates. It's all been built. Now, remember when the European Central Bank came out just a couple days ago and warned that Trump's pro-crypto stance could trigger financial contagion that may destabilize Europe's economy? The European fears are basically based around the US-backed stablecoin could take over the digital economy so much that it could throw Europe into despair, a destabilized position. That's what it is, a financial contagion. Well, I said it then. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the greatest reason why every country should launch a stablecoin on the XRP ledger right now. And the only way to avoid the fears of this contagion is to join the party and launch a stablecoin on the XRP ledger. The new Bretton Woods awaits. And we've heard the U.S. Secretary Treasury, Scott Bessent, say it. And then we see what? We see Ripple agreeing to acquire prime broker Hidden Road for $1.25 billion to settle $3 trillion a year. This is massive. It speaks to the whole idea of plugging in corporates. It speaks to the whole idea of clearing. And how about this? The International Monetary Fund says the world economic order is undergoing a major reset. What? Yeah. All the talk we've had. Turns out we were right. Turns out this is the window. It turns out there's no going back. A global debt restructuring will probably be needed and could be a part of the big reset. That was from PIMCO, one of the largest bond investor houses. How about that? Are you with it now? We're not in a place where this is optional, ladies and gentlemen. This is going down. The big reset is here. How about this? Yesterday, 3 countries experienced one giant blackout, an outage. Spain, Portugal, and France. 589 Bull says nothing random about it. When a system dies, it doesn't go quietly. He says first, the lights flicker. Then the payments fail. Then trust evaporates. You can't reboot the global economy without first breaking it. You can't flip the switch without first pulling the plug. They're stress testing civilization itself, mapping panic, measuring reaction, timing the collapse. It was a dry run for what comes next. The Great Reset won't be announced with fireworks. It'll be ushered in with silence, darkness, and confusion. Power off, dead off, old system off. The new rules loaded in the background, waiting for the reboot. Watch closely. It's already happening. I say, yeah, I'm with you there. I'm feeling you. And here, look, what's the big deal about blackout? ATM machines don't work in a blackout. Banks aren't open during a blackout. Look at the lines. Look at the lines. China plans to dump a part of its U.S. Treasury holdings and move into Bitcoin and gold, according to BlackRock. Now you just found out why we have a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Check, China, check. Soon to be checkmate, because the longer you allow these tariffs to sit in your lap, the manufacturers are going to pack up and leave your country and come to the United States. So I say, China, stick to your guns. You stay right where you at, because by the time we're done with you, there won't be anybody there to make anything. That's where this goes. And that's why you see the confidence from the current U.S. Treasury Secretary, because he knows it too. But meanwhile, China dumping the part of these U.S. Treasury holdings and moving into Bitcoin and gold, it's not surprising. I say, hence the reason for stablecoin legislation. Private issuers will soak up the U.S. Treasury bonds, and it will be a better mechanism to support the U.S. dollar strength as a global reserve currency status than the petrodollar agreement. Don't believe it, it's still true. CEO of Stripe thinks it too. Wonder if he has a YouTube channel. This guy Bale says, so I met a guy from BlackRock in LA for a coffee. He gave me 2 XRP dates to watch, May 1st and June 9th. Why? We will see. You know, I say to that, what, maybe a BlackRock spot ETF filing? Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's nothing. What I love about it, there's a date in just a couple days, May 1st. And if nothing happens, what's the big deal? Just put it on your calendar and pay attention to it. Let's see if something happens on May 1st or June 9th. I don't know. What I do know is I'm here for it. I'm here for that, and I'm here for this. Amonix says he believes XRP's measured move Logarithmic targets range from 16 to 90 plus dollars. The more we get close to this legislation passing, I notice there's more technical analysts opening up the target for where XRP can go this year. And that is super exciting. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. We're going into the freedom zone. I hope you will join us again. USA and China tariffs continued, and the invisible digital fence could enslave us all. I hope to see you inside. Come on in.